Critical Blast, where pop culture gets blasted.
And we are live. Hello, I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at criticalblast.com, where pop culture gets blasted. And tonight we're going to talk some more about, surprise, crowdfunding comics. One of these times we're going to talk about something different, and it's going to shock you. And then you'll all leave because you're here for the crowdfunded comics, I know. But tonight we're going to continue on with the tradition, and we have with us tonight Mr. Scott Wilson from The Flock. Scott?
Thank you for having me on. Yes.
You seem in a good mood.
I'm in a great mood. That intro is amazing.
That
was so funny. Once I saw the geese, I'm like, this is going to be good.
Well,
that was really good. I really like it.
Yeah, for people who don't know yet,
it's the Goose Man.
The title of the comic is The Flock, but he is the Goose Man. So
exactly.
I thought it'd be neat to have him following some Canadian geese there.
I loved it. That was awesome. I thought it was just going to have him fly through, and then I saw the geese fly through. I was like, this is awesome. This is great. That's great.
I have fun with PowerPoint, and that is the limits of my video making skills. If you put me in front of Photoshop, trust me, I've spent the money on Photoshop. It's upstairs on a computer that my ex-wife uses because she wanted it. Elements, I don't think the box, box has been opened. It's been cracked open. It's been installed. No one's touched it.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a big, scary tool with lots of buttons and no instructions. And we're like, how do you use it?
So
some YouTube videos.
I recently got, I ordered one because I had some gift cards from Amazon that I'm finally using. And from over the holidays, and I bought like an iPad mini, and so I can start, I'm going to try to learn color. And also learn to draw again. I was able to learn how to draw when I was in college, but that feels like such a long time ago. And so I lost all that kind of knowledge. So I'm going to just, like you said, YouTube videos. It's like you can learn anything on YouTube for free.
Exactly. But, you do have to have some sort of a baseline. And when you look up Elements videos on YouTube, it's like, and today we're going to learn how to animate the background. I'm like, no. I just want to, get red eye out.
That's funny.
So it's apparently that you can do everything online for almost free with a photograph. And my God, I don't know what the software was. She had a trial of some software, and this was like literally just put your picture in and let it go. Mm-hmm. We had an 8x10 photo of her mother from 1942, and it's just this, it's just a portrait, her resting on her hand, resting on her chin, black and white. Well, she had it colorized, and whoever did the colorization,
that's cool.
It's very cool. Anyway, she ran it through the software, and it did some amazing things. And I'll bring it up and show you exactly what it did with it as soon as I find it again. But I will find it. Meanwhile, you are now live on Kickstarter with The Flock. How is? Is this your first Kickstarter?
Yes, this is my first Kickstarter. Kind of, I had a campaign on Indiegogo. Problem that I had in the past on Indiegogo was mainly because I didn't market myself very well. And on my first kind of run around gig, because I launched in February, I started doing marketing in December, going all the way up to what we are doing right now. Learned a lot from the Indiegogo, changed my direction, changed how I do things. Marketing a lot more, being a lot more vocal on Twitter and social media. I changed my schedule because I'm working a day job. I'm trying to fit in the marketing aspect while I'm working. So I have like set reminders. Hey, it's 3:00. Post an update or send out a marketing post. But yeah, I've been able to do that a lot more because I strategize. I don't think I strategized before very well, but this time around it's going pretty good. We're at 23 backers. We got 20. I believe we have 22 days. 22 days left.
I believe that's
my goal is 2,000, and I'm pretty confident that we'll hit it in those 22 days. It's been going well. I've been working on getting things set. I mean, I have everything ready, not printed, but I have everything ready for shipping. You know, I already had all the materials in the first place, but it was funny because I launched my campaign on the 24th, and on the 26th, I moved to a new apartment. So like, I just unpacked everything, and it was just like, new apartment, right? How more can I make this?
Your internet's getting kind of choppy there, and I don't know if it's you or me. Okay, you're smooth again. You were freezing up there for a little bit.
It might be me. It might be me.
But yeah, have you tried out that tracker thing to see how, because it does that projection on what campaigns are going to succeed and what won't?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I saw it a couple days ago. I think I'm going to be okay. I'm pretty confident in myself, and I'm also confident in the campaign. I have a lot of people that had mentioned to me that they're going to back up. They're waiting to get paid. Usually, those people, I mean, they're not liars. I know that they'll be able to back it, so we're pretty good. I think we're pretty solid at this point.
I have the picture up that I was telling you about, so I'm going to share that here real fast. This is okay. Move with me, mouse. There it is. That's the portrait that we had colored.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, no, this is cool.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
I'm completely freaked out by that.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and it's like my wife did that. She said all I did was load it in there. She had a trial. She was able to do 2 pictures, and then it quit. It's like, okay, you've done your 2. She said the other one is like, it was resting on the arms, and then the hand came up and brushed its hair back. I was like, no way, man.
That's creepy.
You can start making
that's
photographs
just because it's like that's not.
I mean, I used to have dreams of that in high school.
Mm-hmm.
That was a different story. Let me share.
It brings a whole another meaning to like paintings.
Oh yeah, when you can animate paintings and stuff. So this is the flock, and this is Ohio City, OH City, 1950s Ohio City, Canada.
It's city like Canada.
Okay. Oh, like Canada. Man, I'm working in a basement here, and it's about to kill me. I think I'm gonna finally get mesothelioma or something. So you've told me a little bit about this before, but now that people can actually get in here and back it, let's talk about who the villains and the good guys are. This is the Goose Man, and this, by the way, is a villain, right?
Yes, that's a villain. His name is he's called the Mountain Man, is what everyone refers him to, but he is in issue 3 of the series, and that book is called Stampede Through Downtown, and it's just a weird, wacky story about this guy taking over a rancher's cattle and just going ham through the city, destroying. It's a really fun book to read because it's I don't take it seriously. And a lot of things that happen with the comic itself, the flock, it's really fun. Kind of similar to
Scott, I think we lost you. Oh no.
66 to that and as well.
Scott, you're roboting out seriously hard here. You want to try dropping off and coming back in here because you're still frozen. Why don't you try dropping out and coming back in and see if that fixes freeze? And while you're gone, I'll show the video that is on the thing here. And for that, I will actually stop sharing so that I can reshare it with sound this time. We'll take a look at the video behind the flock as we find out what's going on with the goose man here. Oh, I still didn't do it right. I still didn't share it with the sound. So we'll remove it. We'll stop sharing. We'll share again. Sometimes I don't quite get it right. There we go. All right, and that is the flock, and you just were introduced to the goose man. We are at 36% of the goal on this one with 22 days to go. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Scott, can you hear us better this time?
Yeah, I'm sorry. My internet gave out there for a sec.
Yeah, you're moving a lot more smoothly now, and you sound a lot better as well.
Not robotic anymore.
Not nearly as robotic. I'll go ahead and refresh this just to get a nice screen up there instead of that black one there. Robert Roberts is in the chat. And of course, you know, he was just on here last night when we had John Della Rose on with Paul Ritchie. He says, I don't buy Christian comics unless they involve the tribulation or alternately furries with boobs. Does this comic offer either? No. First of all, I would have to ask, I was unaware that The Flock was advertised in any fashion as a Christian comic.
It's not.
And secondly, yes, Babe has udders. So this is Babe the Blue Ox, and I don't know, is Babe a boy or a girl? It's an ox, not a bull. So
I don't know.
We're gonna say that Babe has udders. So you've got you've got your furry boobs there. Ehrenberg saying if there's a stampede, then O City is Calgary. Because the Calgary Stampede. Ha 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 ha. And now you're not Canadian, are you, Scott?
No.
Okay.
I am
think about that one.
Born in the USA.
So what?
I'm not Canadian.
What prompted you to think, hey,
well,
goodness, put a superhero.
The comic itself is to another comic. That's kind of why I'm in Canada.
Okay, we got some of that. There's real tin canny popping there. Yes, thank Zeno, you have seen the light. Yes, there is a furry that has udders that will be there. I'm going to scroll through here, and hopefully Scott will be able to continue speaking with us here. Color's not final. Okay, that's fine. I see color's not final all the time. So this is, as he mentioned earlier, it's not Ohio City, it's O City, as in Oh Canada. And that's the only lyric I know, so you don't have to worry about hearing any more of it. It's 1957, and the Gooseman has already been around for several years. If I were looking for an analog for the Gooseman, I would probably put it akin to something like Red Rooster or the Rocketeer. Okay, this is interesting. This is interesting. Scott is here, and he is not. He's joining twice, and he's not in either one of them. Oh, Scott. Scott, I don't know which one you're in. He's got Canadian internet. He's not in Canada, but he does have Canadian internet. So, but yeah, the Rocketeer is probably the better choice because there are no superpowers involved here. This is a very simpler time kind of comic, and you saw that in the videos with the costumes that were being used. The sidekick character is basically a kid in street clothes with a towel around his neck and a domino mask on. So this is interesting. You're here and you're not here.
Okay, let's see. Hopefully this should be good. I think we should be good now.
I'm going to boot this one. I'm not going to ban it. I'm just going to kick it, and then it won't be taking up any bandwidth. There we go. So I was just comparing the Gooseman to Red Rooster and the Rocketeer in terms of the simpler time and the non-super-powered superhero sort of a gimmick kind of thing. He's got a rocket pack. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. It's I love it because Rocketeer was a lot of the inspirations for the Flock and the character of the Gooseman. A lot of the Rocketeer and the Spirit also. Both of those comics are very influential into my creation of the Flock. And also, like Will Eisner, I think it's his anniversary. I think is this month. So there's a lot of cool things that are happening.
No, please don't make it Will Eisner's anniversary birthday this month. They just had Dr. Seuss's birthday yesterday, and you saw what they did to him.
That's true.
And I've already. I will remove that from the stream for a second because I've already had this discussion today, but I will have it briefly one more time.
Time to buy Dr. Seuss books.
Yes, it is time to buy Dr. Seuss books. And they've already, as you might well imagine, they have gone up on eBay. But you know how it is. These comic book people, Scott, they what I hear the word woke all the time. I don't know if that's proper terminology or not. But they stand against three things. If anybody ever exhibited in the comic book industry misogyny, racism, or homophobia, any one of those three, it's time to cancel you and erase you from history. Yeah. Right? I mean, that's been the trend, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a trend. And to me, I think it's stupid because why would you want to erase history? Wouldn't you want to use that for education purposes for the future generation? Like, hey, this is how life was back then. We are now like this, but this is how people were treated back then. We're never going to do that again. And that's why the future is how it is now. Erasing those books and deleting them and getting rid of them, I think that destroys the future culture and also future generations because they're not going to think. Like there's this video that a history teacher, he was talking to all these students and he's asking them basic knowledge, like stuff you should know. And all the kids were like giving him like answers. He's like, are you kidding me? Like, it's because they're so, they didn't know who Hitler was. They thought Hitler was Anne Frank and it was just like, that's just horrible.
They thought Helen Keller was Hitler.
Yeah.
Or that was
a Nazi.
That was crazy. But yeah, and we've seen. Oh, you froze and then you're back. Okay, whew, scared me for a minute, Scott. And we've seen, what was it, a couple of years ago? Some some award had its name stripped off of it and replaced with something else because they didn't like the history of the guy who did it, or who the award was named after. He is totally frozen up. You sure you're not in the Great White North, Scott? Because you're freezing up like you're in an ice age blizzard, man. Okay. Well, the point that I was making was that there are plenty of these Eisner-nominated and Eisner-winning comic book artists out there who would stake their reputation and their livelihood on getting rid of misogyny, racism, and homophobia. But will gladly accept the Eisner Award when it's offered to them.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And no, I don't want Will Eisner canceled. I just do that to make their heads explode.
Well, it's just like, come on. It's history.
It is. It's absolutely history. Speaking of history, you said this in 1951. Did you have to check out for anything to say, okay, I don't want to do something that's not 1951 when I say it's 1951? So like, you mentioned a baseball team that wasn't formed until 1957 or something like that. Did you have to do that research?
I did a little bit of research. Well, the main thing is the city is Maple Leaf. It's like a combination of two cities in Canada. So I kind of like played with that. It starts in 1957, actually. But the 51, I think I might be a typo. Maybe I had a typo, but
no,
I thought I had 57. Cool.
1950s cool. Up here, 1957 here.
Awesome. Gotcha. Cool. I didn't have a typo. Anyway, I played around with it. I kind of use a lot of I just pick random cities in Canada and find like weird, interesting facts. Like the first series of issue 1 and 2 is a two-parter. You can read issue 1 for free on globalcomics.com, and it's about a maple syrup heist, which happened in Canada and cost the Canadian government $60 million.
That's a lot.
So I kind of played off that to make it like interesting. Yeah, it's a cartel. Cartels in Canada run the maple syrup gang,
Don't you can't chop down a maple tree without getting shot by somebody.
Exactly.
It's a livelihood. So issue 1 is going to be 24 pages. 2 is all 3 of these are 24 pages, and
yes,
you can get this. I'm bypassing the tip me and the postcards. You have postcards.
Yeah, I have postcards. So the postcards are just fun. They're just the superheroes. It's Jackie Oakes, Gooseman, and the Gosling, and it's just a cool little thing. If I had a couple of people ask me that, hey, I wanted to support, but I didn't want to, buy the comic. So it was like I paid a $5 tier. It's a postcard, really simple. I'll write a thank you note, personal from me. Who buys one of those? We sold thing too happy about it. Something different.
Yeah. Are you gonna like put it in an envelope and mail it to them, or are you gonna literally put a stamp on the postcard and write the thank you note on it and toss it in the mail like a postcard? And we'll find out when he comes back. So this is cover A for number 1. This is the Gooseman and Gosling.
All right, I'm back.
You're back. I can hear you again. Gosling is, by the way, the junior sidekick, right?
Oh yeah, he's like the Robin character, Batman and Robin, but he's the main character. That his name is Hunt, and his nephew Edward. So his nephew helps him in, fight crime and deal with the villains and bring justice to the city.
Gotcha. And while it's very cool that he can fly, and you got airships in this, I love airships in the skies of comic books. they just look so freaking cool. It's the villains are kept real down to earth, no pun intended, because nobody else is like, can fly or push planets around. This is, I'm going after masked bank robbers and that kind of thing. Or am I wrong? Is there a overarching villain that's really, really bad?
Well, right now, there's no one that has superpowers. It's very, it's as of right now, the villains, they have just a little bit one up on the Gooseman because he has to find out what they're doing, and so we like kind of figuring them out, kind of do a little bit of detective work. But as of right now, up to issues 1 through 3, the villains don't really have anything that's going to give them superpowers because at this moment in the series, they're all gimmicks. They're all gimmicks. Like it's just fun. It's supposed to be gags on superheroes from the golden age, and Doctor, like the good one is the superhero Superman cartoon where the Doctor way old. The first comic coming through.
You're in and out and in and out. Oh man. I know you're talking about a Superman cartoon. That's all. Yep. I'm going to go out on a limb and compare it to Batman 66, which, is also kind of making fun of superheroes. And all the villains were just, gimmick driven. There was nobody there who was, you didn't have any Killer Crocs or Poison Ivies or anything like that with inherent powers. They were all just, they had an umbrella or they had a joy buzzer or they had a coin. That was it.
Yeah.
And you're back. Good. You blacked out and came back in solid again. Now, you do have a Paul Bunyan character, though, and I guess it could be argued that he's kind of super powerful. And he is Paul Bunyan.
He's related. He's a distant relative of Paul Bunyan.
Gotcha.
His actual name is Jackie Oakes, but he is a distant relative of Paul Bunyan. It's on his mother's side.
Cool. So the Gosling package here. Why did I wheel down and it scrolls the wrong direction? That's not what's supposed to be. The Gosling package. You can get all 3 of these issues, digital format. George, if you're watching, you love the digital. I know that. You can get all 3 PDFs for $10. Backing on that. So that's a heck of a deal. I mean, that's what $3.33 per each one. Mrs. Grayton, you're proud of me. I know. I did the divisions in my head. But if you get $12, you can get the variant cover designed by Mike W. Belcher for Flock number 1. Now, what's the variant cover? Did I see it already? This is not the variant cover.
Yeah, variant cover is after the standard covers. So you have the issue 1, 2, and 3 standard covers are the first ones that's shown. Then below that starts getting the variants. Okay,
so is this the variant cover? Because I'm below them. This is a poster. This is not the variant cover.
Those aren't the variant covers. It's after those stretch goals.
Gotcha. It's down here somewhere.
It's
down. Not the same order that we would think.
It's almost there.
There we go.
There we go.
This is the variant cover by Mike Belcher. Okay, $12 gets you issue number 1 of this cover B. Or $12 gets you this number here by Ixie 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very cool kind of cartoon.
He did a really great job, and it's one of the hot items of the campaign.
I like the jawline he put on that one. It's got that.
Yeah, he did it.
I'm a hero.
Yeah.
I take the mask off. Yes, I look like a normal guy who just looks like he could be a hero. You got a lot of variant covers. I like
it's
this
really
cover.
Cool. It came out really well.
This one here is probably my favorite.
The Souza,
Joel. The image. And this is by Joel Souza.
What's funny about this one is Joel usually draws female characters.
Oh, well, it was good for him to get a break. Goodness gracious, here we got a crossover of cover F. I've totally passed over cover E somewhere. You're going from cover D to cover F. Scott, you got to get the right people in here. Oh, Niobe and Gooseman, they don't even live in the same.
Yeah.
No, it looks cool. Niobe, Gooseman, and Violet. You got 4 backers on this one, and I'm not surprised at all that Larry loaned out Niobe for this. This is awesome. Would be a great story. I'd love to see. It would be cool to see Niobe and Violet innocentified into O City 1957 and see how they would act in a more innocent time. It would be kind of cool. Okay, here's cover E. It comes after F. This is the Man in the Mask crossover one. So that is the one from Mike Belcher's doing that one as well. Because that's his property, if I'm correct, right? The Man in the Mask. And it's a portrait of Scott. So yes. We're just going to assume. Okay, you're moving again. Yeah. Larry's often in the chat, but he's not tonight, or else he would have jumped in and said something. That's my girl. $20. $20 is the Belcher package. Okay, I'm trying to do the math on this now. So instead of 12 and 12, you can save $4 and get both those Belcher covers. And put them into a package. Now, these are all just the number ones here. This is when you get to the Gooseman package. This is where you get cover A and issues 2 and 3. So you get the variant of number 1 and then standards of number 2 and 3. I don't think there's any variants of 2 and 3. I think they're just standard ones, right?
Yeah,
right.
Just standard. Okay. Nothing special on those. Well, there are special because it's my book, but it's just the regular issues 1 through 3. Standard cover.
I'm scrolling back up because there was a poster up here that I did not see. So this is the 6 by 10 poster. So this is basically a backing board size, which is perfect because it'll stay there with your comic in your long box. This is cool. I like this. Isn't it? He's fighting the Purple Hood Gang, which is the villain from the first issue.
Yeah.
And
so that would be that'll be a stretch goal. That was done. This is another comic that was done by a fan who approached me and had an idea for a story. And I said, if you want to do it. You can use my character. All his characters, of course, Gooseman is my character, but he wanted to do a 24-page action comic for teen plus. So it's not for all ages. And it's a one-shot. Okay. So it's like a one, it gets right into it. It's really fun. I was like, can I just do it as a tier? And he said, yeah. So we're going to do it as a tier at 100 backers. Everyone gets this book in their for free. So it's a 24-page book.
Okay, cool. So this is a stretch goal. We get 100 backers on here. You'll all get a one shot of another 24-page comic, guys. So that's full size. That's not Ashcan. And you can get the print and the digital. So you can get 1, 2, and 3, the poster, all 3 PDFs, and the stretch goals. $35. That's a great deal. You can have your physical copies, and you can carry the digitals with you wherever you go. How is that different from this one? Oh, because you're getting a different cover. So, no. There.
You're good.
I thought I scrolled because I scrolled this one and I didn't scroll that one. I hate Kickstarter scrolling. It doesn't. And then when I hover over to talk about it, it's like I'm pointing to the thing I want to talk about. Now I can't read it anymore because Kickstarter. That's not nice, Kickstarter. This is the Jackie Oakes package. That's the next one up. This is where it gets into the real money. $125. You get the flock number 1 by Official Ickfy. You get flock number 1. You get all 4 flock number 1 variants basically here.
This is everything. This is everything we offered on the campaign.
All right, and you get the crossover variant with Gooseman and Violet and Niobe. and then the 3 standard covers, the poster, the PDFs, the stretch goals, and the thank you page. Whew. That's the only big one. That's the only big one because the rest of these are all gone. You've already
the first day we had the early goose gets the worm, and it's $20 plus shipping. And then it goes back to the Goose Band package, which is $25. So you're able to get a discount of $5 on the first day of the campaign. So we'll pass that, but we were able to get a couple people on that, so pretty happy with it.
Very cool. Now this is the Jackie Oakes character here, correct?
Correct.
So yeah, he's wearing the red plaid like he'd be a lumberjack.
Yeah.
Does he exhibit any Bunyan-like abilities?
Yes, he does.
Okay. He can swing a mean axe.
Oh yeah, and at the very bottom, we had a commission by Pete on Twitter. Pete won some. He's one of the groups. This is a day one backers. Were able to get this. It's a poster that's going to go into their package. So it's pretty cool that he was able to design this. It's kind of like a manly burly cover it's not a cover, it's a poster, but it's pretty cool art. Pete did a really good job, I think. I like his artwork. His artwork's improving every time I see him. So we get that was the fan art of Oakes. Yeah, I couldn't remember. Jackie Oakes. Couldn't remember his first name. I was sitting there going, Holly Oakes. No, that's his sister. Because there's a Holly Oak near here. And I'm like, no, that's not. Nice. And that's the end of the page. I mean, it's a fairly simple campaign. You do have more than the you have not more than the usual, but you do have the high end of variant covers for the #1 issue. But at the same time, you've got 3 issues in toto to work with here, so you're getting a lot of books no matter what tier you pick. And I'm not going to scroll down to Niobe and show her again because Rebel Comics got in here late. So he doesn't get to see. Hey, Larry. Thanks for coming.
Where is she at? See, I got to keep scrolling. There she is. And yeah, we talked about doing a story with Niobe in 1957, and she'd have to be in a much more innocent time and have a much more innocent attitude. Just basically throw her into Pleasantville and see how she acts.
That's great.
That would be a fun story to do with like a whole universe of characters. Like just pick any badass era of superheroes right now, like the X-Men. Well, the X-Men have already gone. No, the X-Men didn't go through the 50s. They started out in the late 60s, didn't they? So they were already. So, but yeah, it would be interesting to take some of these killer teams and throw them into the 50s where they've got to be on their best behavior and Great Scott and golly gee and holy cow and oh my God, he's actually firing bullets. They have to behave. So I know that in the first issue, our hero goes up against the Purple Hood gang, and I have a feeling I know the homage being paid there, in name only at least. Who are the other villains? You've talked about the Mountain Man here. He's in issue 3. We skipped an issue, so. What other kinds of villains does he face down?
So the issue 1 villain is just the Purple Hood gang, and then issue 2, it's their boss, so it's like their main leader, and then issue 3 is the Mountain Man. Their main leader gets introduced in the second one, so it's kind of the cliffhanger of issue 1. So if you read issue 1 for free, it gives you the cliffhanger going into the next issue.
Well, it's a good thing issue 2 comes with this package then, so you don't have to wait for the next crowdfund to get kicked off. Speaking of the next crowdfund, I mean, are you this is an ongoing kind of character. This is not, I told my story in 3 issues and I'm done. So are you currently working on future stories? How into this are you?
Yes, I'm all the way up to issue 4 is completed. I have 5 and 6 are in final draft, but I plan to do a fall campaign after this one's completed. We're going to do one later in the fall, and then I have another project I want to work on with someone in the summer. So hopefully I'll have time to do that. If not, then I'll just focus on the flock and get that things rolling because I want to have it come out in October, because issue 4 kind of has like a it's kind of like a horror comic. It fits with the October season, so I really want to have it come out during that time. And then 5 and 6 is close to winter, so it's going to be fit perfectly for the season. So that's why I would like to do that in the fall campaign. I want to have it fulfilled and shipped out before Christmas, so everyone can get a book during that time. That's my goal.
Hey there, Mary Machine Gun in the chat. Yeah, if you're getting an echo on Scott's audio, you're getting more sound out of him than I am. I'm getting the choppy sound. So it sounds like are you going 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 5, 6, or are you going to go 4, 5, 6 with the fall campaign?
4, 5, 6.
Cool. That's a good pattern. I mean, it's better than doing a single issue twice a year. If you can get 3 issues every chunk, it's funny. I think if people were to put out 2 65-page books a year, people would be like, I got to wait so long for the next issue. But if you cut that into the 3 issues, you feel like you got more.
Yeah.
And the cost is not bad at all, because then you're like, hey, 6 issues a year came out. Yes, I only bought it twice during the year, but that's a bi-monthly book.
Yeah. So my goal, though, is when I do the fall campaign, and it will have 4, 5, and 6, I'm going to offer the flock 1 through 3, but it's not going to be in floppies. It'll be just in like a small trade paperback, so that you can only get the floppies this campaign.
That makes sense. Yeah, because I've seen people, offer them on the next campaign. What's really bad is when they offer them on the next campaign at a discount, and it's the same book. I'm like, ooh, people can be upset.
I'm not doing that. I don't want to reprints. I don't like doing reprints. If I'm going to do reprint, it's going to be completely different in like it's going to have more than one issue, just because I don't want to screw people over, and that's not the goal.
Yeah, or it should be a different cover. Just maybe even just plainly mark it on the cover, second print, because then it's not the first print anymore. But the trade paperback idea, those are great. You should always be able to reprint your trade paperback all the time. Keep them in print. So that's a good catch up. I do like that. People have the catch up tiers when they put out secondary and tertiary issues on things. They're like, hey, I know you probably are. You may be the first one here. Every comic is somebody's first comic. Therefore, while you're backing 4, 5, and 6, go back and check 1, 2, and 3 that I already fulfilled, so I can do this and I will come through on it.
Definitely.
I've done a study that I was showing on the stream last night. There's a good number of crowdfunders. They show that prove that when you put out your second crowdfund and you've successfully delivered on it, most of the time you'll get more backers and more backers and more backers as long as you keep putting it out. Now there's your track record. Yeah, exactly. And not only that, you fund faster. You're not waiting until the last week of the campaign anymore. First time around, it can get kind of nerve-wracking.
Well, this is my first campaign that I'm worked a hell of a lot harder than Indiegogo, but this is my first campaign, so I'm still relatively new, getting my brand out there and getting my character and marketing myself as a creator. So to me, this is triple, I think quadruple the amount that I made last time. up to this point. So I'm really proud of myself. So
was this on Indiegogo before?
Yes, it was on Indiegogo in November, but we didn't get funded.
Okay.
So this time around, I'm going to get funded.
Cool. Because I was going to ask, I said, are you going to take it to Indiegogo when you're done here? But you've already been there. It's a weird.
It's hard.
You have to find your audience. And some books do better on Kickstarter than on Indiegogo, and some do better on Indiegogo than on Kickstarter. And then Common America just makes money wherever you put it. I mean, you could sell out the back of the bar. And
I think I will do, if after the end of this campaign, I think I will have it on Indiegogo, but it's going to be a very short campaign. It's going to be like maybe 10 days, and it will be a short amount, because I don't want to. I want to use Kickstarter as my main focus for my funding for the series, and using Indiegogo because it's money on the table. What Larry always says. I mean, I'm going to use Indiegogo if I can, because there's some people that have already messaged me and go, "Hey, I like your campaign. I like the Kickstarter, but I don't back Kickstarter projects. I back Indiegogo projects." So I'm like, okay, well, I'll have a campaign, and after the campaign ends,
when it was an Indiegogo project.
Yeah, exactly. But it's working. It's going great. And I think my direction going forward will be Kickstarter first and Indiegogo after.
That seems to be the recommendation.
There you go.
Definitely from the chat, because Indiegogo lets you go in demand afterwards. So Kickstarter makes you quit, and then Indiegogo says, "Yeah, keep bring cash, keep coming in." Sometime I'm sure Kickstarter will probably start doing something like that, but I don't think they ever foresaw that things could be sold in quantity. I think they always said, we'll help you raise the money for your invention, and then you go out and sell it yourself because you've proven it. And Indiegogo's like, just keep selling it here. we'll be glad to take that commission money.
Definitely.
Now, you did say you're working on another project this summer with somebody. Is that another superhero comic, or?
Yeah. No, that one. It's more of a sci-fi, and I wrote the story a couple days ago about it, and I'm working. Have you ever seen the movie Treasure Planet by Disney?
Yeah. There's makeup of Treasure Island that was all putrefied.
Yeah, so it's very similar to that, but it has nothing to do with Treasure Planet or any of the characters. But it has that idea of ships, like pirate ships and like ships from the 1700s in space. So it's like it has that general idea. So it's very out there, and it's very unique because it's like it's not going to be 24 pages. It's going to be a lot more. And I think at this point, it's going to be one shot. But it depends on how the artists I work with are finally decide on artists. Because I was working with someone who wants to do the coloring, but he doesn't want to do the art. So I have to reach out to someone else to do the art. And we'll see how that goes.
More checks you got.
I'm still looking up some things, but yeah, another person I got reached out to because they don't have enough time. They can only do coloring at this moment, so whatever.
Well, there's plenty of talent out there. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of people from the Philippines and from Argentina with very reasonable page rate that are looking for work. So
in Indonesia too,
yeah, exactly. And all this crowdfunded comic stuff has just been a boon for them because they weren't getting published by DC and Marvel, and God knows why, because they're leagues ahead of the art that's being put into those books. I'm really surprised. The only way that
now my book, The Flock, is drawn by Gino Casamianto, and he is from Indonesia, and his page rate is phenomenal, and his speed is terrific too. He gets a book done in a month. or
awesome.
sooner. Sometimes he does 3 or 4 pages a day because he wakes up in the morning, works on from 4 a.m. all the way to 4 p.m. and then he's with his family and goes to bed and then does it again. Like he does it all day and he's just incredible. And also a lot of these people are always like, hey, why don't you pay an American artist? Well, American artists are offering sometimes their deadlines are horrible. They don't finish deadlines on time. And also the page rate is, I understand everyone charges certain rates, but some of these guys, they work, really well, and you pay them a good amount of money and you don't get that good of a product. And you go to someone else who's offering the same deal, but cheaper, and the artwork is incredible. It's really cool to see, be able to, do your research when it comes to finding a great artist. Because you'll go through several, because I went through 2 or 3 trying to get to the one I have now. So
yeah, and the only way that the big 2 companies can compete with crowdfunding right now is that they'd have to buy all these artists away. They'd have to hire them so to keep them too busy to do stuff. So this is, what's the delivery date on this one that we're expecting it for? You've got May 2021. Is that is that concerning? I mean,
well, at this point, issue 1 is about 50% colored. Issue 2 and 3 are getting flattened, and so near the end of the campaign, we'll have issue 1 completed, and issue 2 and 3 will get started on being colored. We should be all right. I don't see any issues. If I do have any hiccups, I will definitely update everyone as soon as possible. I'm not going to wait on it and get a Walmart deal, but I will let everyone know as soon as possible if I can. Yeah.
I mean, if it's in the stages that you just said they were, then they're already, the line art's done, the writing's done. That's those are some of the bigger hurdles that you have to wait on. So yeah, these books are done, folks. They're just kind of baking a little bit more. To be released. So feel confident in your pledge to back this project, to get the Gooseman 1 through 3, and then this summer you will have 3 or more if you go for, go in here for the total package. Get all these books, and you will have some good reading. I was going to ask, because I saw these the pledges up here for the single issues, the $12 for the variant covers. Does Kickstarter have the add-on capability? I mean, when you check out, if you just bought issue number 1, good. So when you get that, you can get
definitely you can get any of the variant covers, and I have the add-on feature to get the Gooseman package. So if you wanted issues 1 through 3 in print as well, the standard covers, you can get the variant and the standard covers. So you get 4 books in your pledge. That is on the add-on feature.
Excellent.
So if you can even try test that if you want. If you click on one of them, and if you click on say pledge on the crossover one, it'll show you can see add-on in your cart.
Do that. I'm going to step out of the window because I've been using Kickstarter before. I don't know how many times I've doxed my credit card for Indiegogo by clicking. Let's move on forward here. Click, click, click. Continue. Come on, Internet. Move along. It'll get there eventually. Okay, I got a white page now. That's better. I got a little bitty blue word that says help. Yes, I might need help. Okay, yeah. I see okay. This is shareable. This is no doc. Well, not that I care about the doxing, Scott. I mean, literally on every several streams, I will sit there and say, "Hey, would you like a Critical Blast sticker? Send us a postcard or to 1097 Presswick Drive, Belleville, Illinois 62221." Yes, if you put a stamp on an envelope and put your address on it and put it in that envelope and put a stamp on it and send it to us. We will send your envelope back to you with 2 hologram critical blast stickers in it, 3-inch circular stickers. They're very, very cool. You will like one. You should send that thing out right away today and get yourself a sticker. But there's more information usually on these pages than that. So, the crossover variant, you can get your name on the thank you page for $1. You can get the Gooseman package add-on, which is 1, 2, and 3. You can get the flock number 2. Now see,
So
that's
the original print run when it was in black and white that was sold. I had them at the comic book shops locally in my Cleveland, Ohio area, and I'm selling the leftovers. So these are all available to be as an add-on. I didn't put it on the main page because these are black and white. These aren't in color. These were found when I was moving. When I was moving the box, and I sold them. They're all like perfectly packaged. They haven't even been touched. They've been in a box this whole time in my closet. So
it's like finding buried treasure. Yeah. Now, the add-on that I would have been looking for, and not saying that I don't like the cover A by Matthew Critchfield, but if I got, cover B through F, and I said, but I want issues 2 and 3 as well, I would have thought that there might be an add-on only level that, hey, you bought this number 1 issue. Do you want 2 and 3 to go with it? Because there's no other way to get 2 and 3 without getting another number 1. You see what I'm getting at there?
Gotcha. Yeah. I think I don't. This is my first time using add-ons, so I was approved to use it. So this is how I'm going to do it this time. But I'll take your feedback for the next campaign for sure.
There you go.
Definitely.
There you go. Okay, so I'm going to take it back down just in case because I have accidentally. I've bought things online here before while on stream. Like, well, I was going to back it anyway. I guess I'm backing it now. So this is good. May is the deadline date. You got 3 issues in this. Decent price.
Yes.
Can't really complain about any of that. Shipping for all 3 together. I know that this one here, the single issue, is a $4 shipping. I'm guessing it's closer to 10 for all 3.
Yeah.
I'm getting really into shipping lately, Scott. I'm learning everything about.
Every time I come on and you're talking about something shipping related.
I'm getting so much into shipping. Last night, I figured out how to ship an 80-page graphic novel to jolly old England for $15.
Wow.
I've got to cross a few more I's and dot a few more T's. But if I can do that, then it won't be just stuff coming into America for me to break up. It'd be like, hey, yeah, I'll get it over there to them for you too.
Wow.
Excited.
How did you find that? How'd you do that? You
Trade
got secrets, don't you? Trade secret.
Trade secret. Yeah. It's a lot of going through different shippers and the way you package it up. So, but right now I'm looking at doing it with every possible country, or at least some of the main ones. But when I do it, it's going to be I'm just going to send the books. If if your campaign involves an action figure or a new car or whatever, you'll have to send all of those. But I will be sending your books. So it's because shipping a book. This is your first one, so when you start getting some UK and some Australia addresses in there, you're going to find out it's like $25.
Well,
to ship. Well,
yeah, it is insane, and I went a little low on the shipping for Canada just because I wanted more brand awareness in Canada. Try to get my series out there, but elsewhere worldwide, it's I made sure to cover my ass on shipping. Just because it could be quite insane.
Yeah, if the British shipping works the way that it's supposed to, then I will very quickly add Canada and Mexico on there. I wanted to start with the British shipping because I knew that would be my first overseas one. I'm like, let's try something hard, and and then we'll go Canada and Mexico, and then open it up to Europe and open it up to Australia. I've seen anybody send anything to Japan lately. If they buy their own comics, they don't buy ours. They don't need us.
Yeah, it's very cliche for them to buy Western comics. They buy manga.
Yeah, and and they buy real manga, not the not this. I won't say it. There are things that are presenting themselves as manga that aren't manga, or don't read like manga. Anyway, Scott, we've reached the top of the hour here, and we managed to keep you online the whole time without losing you again. Yeah. So congratulations on the launch.
Awesome, thank you.
Good luck getting it out there, and we encourage all of our viewers to go check this out. The link to the Kickstarter is below. It's in the description underneath the video. So if you like superheroes and simpler times, this is and moderately priced, and it's a 3-pack. You're buying multiple issues.
It's three comics, so it's not you're not just getting one issue. You're going to get 3 comics, and they're all floppies. 3 comics,
$3.33 a piece. I dare you to go to your local comic shop and spend that much on 3 issues off the shelf, brand new. You won't get out of the store.
No,
your LCS guy will stop you. So, with that, Scott, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. Everybody in the chat, we appreciate you being here as well. We don't have a show without you coming to listen to us talk. So, thank you for coming. And as always, we just hope you had a blast.